Good morning. Today we are starting our next unit with Po60. I can simplify algebraic expressions. So we're going to be combining things that we combine. We're going to be looking at different terms. So let's look at soccer balls and basketballs. Are they the same thing? No. They are two different types of sporting balls. So we have 4 soccer balls and we have 3 basketballs that we can say, okay, that would be 4S plus 3B, but we can't combine them because they are not the same kind of ball. They are different. We can't combine different things. We can only combine the ones that are the same. So we can combine the 4 soccer balls into 4S instead of 1 soccer ball plus 1 soccer ball plus 1 soccer ball plus 1 soccer ball. We're combining them. Do you have a question, Laura? Mr. Schultz changed it on me. Okay, so instead of soccer balls, you have footballs. So you would write 4F plus 3B. Okay, so he has a newer version out there than my binder that I have. Sorry about that. Still the same concept. Okay. For the next one, it looks the same. What do you think we would shorten that down to be? Clara?
3C plus 4C.
4 chairs,
3B,
3 beds,
2L.
plus 2 lamps. Perfect. You can only combine the like terms, the same things. We can't combine a lamp and a bed and call them the same. Okay, does that make sense? You can only combine the same things. So we talked in the last unit when we were dividing by the y's coefficient. I gave a quick overview of those different vocab words. Now we're going to write them out. So the term is a part of an expression terms are separated by addition and subtraction. So up here, we had the 4 footballs would be a term. The 3 basketballs is a term. Okay. 4C, 3B, 2L, those are all terms. So you have the number, you have the variable, combined together is your term. The coefficient is the number before a variable. Like when we were talking about dividing by that coefficient of the y, that number that was before the y. It tells you how many of the variable you have. So if we look up here, our coefficient of 4 tells us we have 4 footballs. The coefficient of 3 tells us we have 3 basketballs. Okay, so that coefficient tells you how many of the variables. If there is not a number before the variable, how many of the variables do we have, Elliot? No. If I have just an F like that, what number's invisible? Victoria? The 1. Because we know 1 times F is still just f, right? So invisible math, we don't see the one that's in front of it, only other numbers. If it was 0, we wouldn't have any f's at all listed, because 0 times f would be 0, so they wouldn't list it at all. The constant is a term without a variable. So it's just a number. So think about when we had y equals mx plus b. That b was just a number, that y-intercept, it would be a 1. That is a constant. The constant doesn't have a variable connected to it, just the number. So when we have our term, it could be like 3b, 4c, 9. Those are all terms. The coefficient is the number that's before the variable. The constant is just the number. If there's no variable attached to it, just a number, we call that the constant. Like terms are terms with the same variable to the same power. So when we say power, that's the exponent. So if we had 3x and 5x, they're both to the same exponent of 1. Okay. If we had 3x squared, we would have to have 5x squared for them to be like terms. They have to have the same power. If they have that same power, we can combine them. If we had 3x and 5y, could we combine them? 3x and 5y, why not, Violet? Because one's y and one's x, they are not the same. Okay, so if they have the same variable and the same power, you can combine them. Simplify means to combine like terms. So that 3x plus 5x would become 8x. So we simplified it by combining them together. We have to pay attention to negatives, to subtracting. Any questions on our vocab words? All right, so let's look at how we put it all together. In each expression below, we're going to circle the coefficients, box the constants, and underline the like terms. Then we're going to simplify it. We can only combine like terms. So, we want to circle the coefficients. So what numbers am I going to circle in this first one? Grace?
The 3 and 4.
The 3 and the 4. They have to be attached to that variable. Now we want to put a box around the constant. What is the constant in that expression, AJ?
9.
Now, what do you think I was going to say, Colton? What?
-9.
Ah, very good. There is that minus sign there. Remember, that should be -9.
Our queens of the day are making their walk around the school.
So this would become plus 4x plus 3y. Okay, so we want to have that operation connected to it. Oh, sorry, not the x's. My bad. Plus 4 and plus 3. So that's a positive 3. If there's not an if there's nothing in front of it, we say it's positive. Okay. Now we want to underline the like terms. What are my like terms? Colton?
3x and 4x.
Positive 3x and positive 4x. We can combine our like terms. So what does that become?
7x.
Yeah, positive 3x and a positive 4x becomes a positive 7x. Do I have any constant to combine the negative 9 with? Nope, so I just put minus 9. So let's look at our next one. What are my coefficients? Clara?
8.
Positive 8. I'm going to keep that plus 8 and turn it into a positive 8. What are my constants? Grace?
Negative 5 and 11.
Negative 5 and that positive 11. What are my like terms that I'm going to underline? Colton?
11 and negative 5.
11 and negative 5. So let's combine them. What is 11 and negative 5? Henry? 6. Because that's 11 minus 5 is 6. And I have my 8n. It's a positive 6. In expressions, normally you will see the variables on the left and the constant on the right. If you put 6 plus 8n, does it mean the same thing?
Yes.
It does. So I wouldn't mark it wrong. You would get the same answer if you put a number in for that variable, whether you have plus 6 plus 8n or 8n plus 6. 2 plus 3, 3 plus 2, they both equal 5. Let's look at one more. What are my coefficients? Laurel?
2, 9, negative 13.
Positive 2, positive 9, negative 13. What are my constants? Clara?
13.
Positive 13. Keep that operation with the number. Okay. We're just gonna wave. Somebody, Henry, open the door and we'll just wave from right here real quick as Mrs. Betchika and Mrs. Lewis walk by. Okay. So, what are my like terms? What are the like terms in this? What can I combine, Colton?
2y, 9y, and negative 13y.
So what does that become? Elliot?
Is it,
Oh, very good. Because 2y plus 9y was 11y, and we have that minus 13y. So 11y minus 13y gives me that negative 2y. Then I have my constant of a positive 13. So we can't forget to bring down that constant. We're combining our like terms and then bringing everything down. Does anybody have any questions on this? All right, you're going to do the next 2 rows. Let's look at our second page on the distributive property. So the distributive property looks like this, and we have a Khan Academy about this. If we have those parentheses, what does that mean when I have the variable outside of the parentheses, right next to it? What operation is happening that is invisible? Finley? Multiplication. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply what's on the outside through the parentheses. So that would be A times B plus A times C. Okay. So if we look down here, we want to make sure we pay attention to those signs. When we have a minus, when we have negatives, we have to pay attention to those. So here, we're going to multiply that 8 through. 8 times n We know there's a 1 in front of that n. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 8 times 7 is 56. Be careful here, -5 times -11 is going to be a positive 55. -5 times 3 is -15n, but that negative times the negative turns it positive. We're gonna go over, I want you to have the first page done for sure for tomorrow. I want you to try to do the second page. Okay, if you have questions, skip ones you have questions on. Do the ones that you can for sure do. Okay, so I really want you putting in effort on the second page, but we will go through it because this was a shortened class. We will go through it in class tomorrow. Don't just say, oh, I'm not gonna do it because we ran out of time. I want you to try. Skip the ones you have questions on. All right, if you are watching this at home, make sure you come see me if you have any questions. I hope you are well and hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful